Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris Dom1, and I'm back with another video. You know what you gotta do: rate, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll know when my next live stream or video goes down. I will say I tried to do a video earlier this morning, and I was running into some technical difficulty. Plus, videos ended up being too freaking long. So, with that being said, let's get into today's topic. But before I begin, I want to give a salute and a congratulations to the Toronto Raptors. They won an NBA championship. Okay. Particularly, well, a lot of people felt like Game 5 when they saw Kevin Durant. They felt like, all right, Golden State Warriors got KD. Things are changing, baby. Things are changing. 20 minutes into the game, he ruptured his Achilles, and he had surgery the next day. And there's reports out there that's surfacing that, and even Klay Thompson, he injured his ACL in Game 6, and both of these players are going to be out for next year. How long? Is anybody's guess. Me personally, I feel like you won't see Kevin Durant or Klay Thompson step on basketball. They're gonna be full. They're gonna make sure they're fully healthy, and I feel like you won't see them until like close to the end of the regular season. Okay, so because of those injuries, but let's talk about KD real fast, real quick. His injury. People are now, the talking heads and the fans, some, if you want to call them fans, saying, well, oh man, the Golden State Warriors should have never put Kevin Durant out there if he was going to injure or re-injure his Achilles, but he was medically cleared to play. Golden State Warriors was in a position, if you do, damn if you don't. If you sit him out for the rest of the finals, okay? And when people heard, and when they lost, and they still would have lost, but people would have heard that KD was medically cleared to play, then people would have been jumping on the Golden State Warriors talking about, well, why you didn't play him, okay? Did y'all really wanted to win the championship? Was y'all really trying to compete? But then, if you put him out there, and the possibility of him re-aggravating it, which that happened, then you have these people talking about, he was already injured. Why did y'all put him out there? And to be truthfully honest, your Achilles is that part of the leg can easily get re-injured by you trying to push on and off that injured leg. And when I saw Kevin Durant, when he had the ball, and then he started to dance with the ball and start pivoting, start putting a lot of pressure on that leg, and that's the leg that has the partially torn Achilles, I knew right then and there something was going to happen, because the way he was moving with that leg was unorthodox, particularly when you have a ruptured Achilles, But, I'm pretty sure he was being cautious. He was trying to be cautious. But in that situation, sometimes caution is thrown out the window. Sometimes you're trying to be cautious, but at the same time, when you're a competitor, you're not thinking in the moment of being cautious. And I'm pretty sure that was the same scenario with KD. So it's a damn if you do, damn if you don't type of situation. So real fast, real quick, I'm gonna tell you guys the future of Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant. I'm gonna start easy, which I feel like that's an easy decision to make, to tell you guys about Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson. I feel like the more complex one is Kevin Durant. Okay, so when it comes to Toronto Raptors, Kawhi Leonard, I feel like Kawhi Leonard is going to probably stay with the Toronto Raptors. And here's why I believe that. It's because of familiar, it's the same situation. I feel like Kawhi Leonard has the same situation like Paul George. Remember when the Toronto Raptors, not Toronto Raptors, remember when Paul George was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder? And people said, this is just only going to be a pit stop. He's going to play with the Oklahoma City Thunder for 1 year. When he plays around Russell Westbrook, he's going to get the hell on up out of there. He's going to La La Land. That's where he's from. Okay? Everybody said you can book it, put a stamp on it, sign, seal, deliver, baby. And then when free agency started, he re-signed with the Oklahoma City Thunder because when you look at it, okay, he had to uproot his family and friends from Indiana to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he built a bond with that community. That community embraced him. He embraced the community. Plus, there's a lot of different aspects about Oklahoma City that he thoroughly enjoyed, which one of them was isolation. Isolation from the noise, isolation from the press. Okay, because it's a small, tight community that really embraced him. They really still to this day love Paul George. Okay, and that's hard to leave. Leaving something that's certain to go somewhere that's uncertain. Okay? And I feel like Kawhi Leonard is in that same type of scenario. I feel like the real reason, even though there was a disagreement between him, Popovich, and the San Antonio organization, even though there was a disagreement and a difference of opinion, all that's on the table. I feel like another reason why it was easy for him to that he wanted a trade out of San Antonio was Kawhi Leonard knew that it will never be his team. It's still going to be Tim Duncan. Still going to be Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Ginobili's team. Give me 1 second, y'all. Make an order. Get an order. Yes, can I get a chicken biscuit and a sweet tea? Alrighty. So yeah, he knew that was never going to be his team. It never was going to be his team, and he just knew that. Plus, him and Greg Popovich, and they just never saw eye to eye with anything. Good morning. How are you? All right. So that's one of the reasons.
Any jelly?
No jelly. Oops. Drop my straw. Give me a sec. Thank you. Take care, man. So, that's Greg. Greg, they never was going to see eye to eye, and he knew that was never going to be his team. So it was literally, that's why there was friction between Kawhi Leonard and the San Antonio Spurs, because the San Antonio Spurs were treating Kawhi Leonard as a luxury. They wasn't treating him as a necessity. They had a belief that it's the system that won these championships, not the players, not Tim Duncan, not Tony Parker, not Manu Ginobili or Kawhi Leonard. You know, they felt like their system and how they did business won those chips. And if they were not able to get none of those pieces, they felt like they can go and just get other pieces and put them together. It was the pieces in their system. It was the system in their belief of adding pieces more so than the players themselves. So Kawhi got the sense of, look, y'all feel like y'all not going to center a franchise around me. Y'all going to center a franchise around your system. Okay, deuces, I'm walking. All right. So that's why he got traded to Toronto. All right. He's been there for a year. So for Kawhi to leave a place where it's certain to go to another place that's uncertain, because you don't know how you're going to fit with those pieces with the Clippers or with the Lakers. Okay, so I feel like he's going to stay with the Toronto Raptors. The percentages are very high. I feel like he's going to stay with Toronto Raptors. But Klay Thompson, that's another simple decision. He's going to stay with the Golden State Warriors. The one thing a lot of people don't talk about with Klay Thompson is his father used to play in the NBA. So his father is in his ear talking about being consistent, staying with a franchise that you know without a shadow of a doubt they're trying to compete. Okay, so the Golden State Warriors never gave him a reason to doubt them as far as competing to win championships. And plus, Klay Thompson has a lot of established relationships in the business world in the Golden State community. Okay, so he has a lot of relationships business-wise. He has aspirations of other things outside of basketball, even though a lot of reporters don't talk about it. He's in the same type of mindset like a Kevin Durant. Okay, so he's going to stay with the Golden State Warriors. He knows how they do business over there. They really do appreciate Klay Thompson. They want Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson wants them. It's not going to be hard for them to. He's going to sign a max with the Golden State Warriors. With Kevin Durant, it's a little complex. And it's a little complex to this standpoint. Kevin Durant, we're not sure what he's thinking, because he thinks he doesn't stay to a plan A, B, C, D. He's pretty much got all the plans in the table, and it really do depend on, because he's constantly revamping what he's thinking. So for anyone out there to say, "Oh, I know what Kevin Durant's doing," they're lying to you, because even Kevin Durant doesn't even know. But here are the scenarios. A possibility of him going to the Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. The only way it happens on the Knicks standpoint, if they get Kyrie Irving. I feel like when you pair their styles up, they fit better together. Okay, he's sort of like a Steph Curry, but he's not, he's not a better shooter than Steph Curry, but he's a better defender, and he needs to improve on his passing, which, I think he's decent in passing. Okay, but they fit and they pair together because of their styles, their talent. Okay. So I feel like he need to be paired up with Kyrie Irving. As far as the Brooklyn aspect, I don't see a scenario. I mean, there's always possibilities, but I don't really see a scenario of Kevin Durant leaving the Golden State Warriors to go to the Brooklyn Nets because they got Kyrie Irving. Even though I just got through telling you about the New York Knicks, but I feel like the New York Knicks is like a desirable market for a lot of these players, particularly if you're thinking outside of basketball. And Kevin Durant is always constantly thinking about the next big thing, okay? But those scenarios are not the best percentages, in my opinion, because KD is also thinking, look, I'm gonna be out for almost the whole entire year, so I need to go to a team that's going to keep us above the water and get us into the playoffs. Once we get into the playoffs, all hell is going to break loose because I'm going to be coming back fully healthy, recharged, okay? Even if they sign, let's look at the Knicks aspect, even if they sign Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving is not going to be enough to keep the Knicks or the Brooklyn Nets consistently and getting them into the playoff. The reason why it worked in Boston, because Boston had other proven players. And let me tell you another thing. Kyrie Irving is not the best durable player. He's always been injured every year. Okay? So the likelihood of him being injured or missing games are very high on either team. And those two teams I just mentioned, they don't have the right personnel to just do business as usual, sort of say. Okay? So, and then another scenario of Kevin Durant going to the Los Angeles Lakers. The only way I see that happening, and it's not even a high percentage chance if it does happen, if Pelinka sells, he's going to have to sell Kevin Durant this image, and the image of, this is your team, okay? We're going to build around you. This is what we're going to do. These are the players we're going to sign and trade for if you come join the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay? Clearly, if they do that, they still have LeBron James. I think LeBron James' best years are behind him. LeBron James is not the same LeBron James when he joined the Miami Heat, and LeBron James is not the same LeBron James when he came back to Cleveland. He's just not that player anymore. It's a wrap. Okay, this is bad lighting. It's a wrap. So for him to be that player, those days are over with. Okay, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, Pelinka is going to have to sell him the fact that we're building around you. Okay, we're building around you, bud. It's your team. So Pelinka is going to have to present it that way, and I feel like between the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers, they have enough pieces and parts that can keep their heads above water as far as getting into the playoffs. Okay, but they're going to need KD if they want success into the play. I mean, going when they're in the playoffs. Okay, and when you look at the Golden State Warriors, even though Klay's going to be down, KD's going to be down, they still have Steph, they still have Draymond, okay? And they have other pieces, Cook, that Looney, that to me shown in the finals that they're ready to take a little bit more responsibility. Of course, they're going to have to add more pieces to compensate for the loss temporarily for Klay and KD, but you're never going to replace those players. So what you try to do is add more players to the roster that can help what roster you have, and I feel like that's going to be decent enough for them to make a run. They're going to have as you know, have a very to keep the team above head in the regular season and just get a playoff spot. Okay, and then Kevin Durant comes in, and then in a story. All right, so that's the only two teams, in my opinion, that have enough pieces already. Plus, they just got to add just a couple of more pieces here and there, and they can wait for those teams can literally wait for Clay or KD to come back 100% healthy. Well, close to 100% is possible. Okay, but the chances of them re-aggravating them injuries are very slim because they're fully recovered and fully healed. Somewhat healed. Okay, so those are the only two teams I see, and those are the only two scenarios I see with KD. Now, if I had to be a betting man, I would put my money on Kawhi staying with the Raptors. I fully am committed in that. I'm fully committed of putting all my money, stacking all my chips on the plate on the table for Klay Thompson to stay with the Golden State Warriors. And I'm putting all my chips in the middle of the table. And I see Kevin Durant going ahead and signing his contract to stay with the Golden State Warriors. Okay. The other scenario, if he was not injured, and even if they won or lost the chip, he was going to walk. Okay, because I felt like his scenario was, if he didn't injured himself, and if they would have won the title, he definitely was going to walk and say, okay, I've done enough. I won enough championships. I got enough MVPs. Now I want to get out and go to like the Knicks. Okay. Even if they would have lost, he would have had the mindset of, okay, my time with Golden State was great. We done a lot of amazing things, but it's time for me to move on and have my own team. Okay. The element of him being injured is really probably mentally changing how he's going to perceive moving forward. I think he's going to say, look, there was some unfinished business with Golden State. If I was not injured, we would have won that championship. We would have gotten the championship. I'm not sure what's going on with the Lakers, the Clippers, even though I like some of the pieces, but do they have enough pieces to get me over the hump? And Brooklyn and the Knicks, I'm not feeling that as well. Okay, even though it'll be my team. Clearly, they're gonna need other pieces. That's why I feel like the Anthony Davis trade is going to be a game changer, because the Knicks are going to have to look at it as, look, the possibilities of Kevin Durant leaving a sure thing to come to us are slim. So we got to put all our eggs in a basket on one or two players. We just can't be split and divided. I feel like the Knicks are, and they're not going to say this publicly, but in their franchise, I think they already know the answer with Kevin Durant. Is not that sure. So I feel like the Knicks are going to try to lure Anthony Davis to the Garden and pair him up with Kyrie Irving. I feel like that's the best combination they can get. The problem with the Knicks is they can trade for Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis going to the Knicks, and if they have a bad season, he's leaving after that following year. So they're going to have to make damn sure they get him and Kyrie Irving, But when you look at it, it's hard. It's hard enough to get one max player. It is very hard to get two max players. The only reason why it worked in Miami, because they already had Dwayne Wade, and Dwayne Wade been recruiting LeBron to come to Miami, so that was already a certainty that they was going to get LeBron. And Chris Bosh said, "Look, if they're gonna go there, I'm heading over there." Okay, so that's the reason why that scenario worked. Okay, but other than that, it's hard to get two players that really don't have any type of relationship with anybody in the organization or stronger relationships with the team. So you're just getting two unknown players. I mean, not unknown players, but two players that you don't know possibility that you can get them to join your team. So it's one of those weird, crazy things, and we're just going to have to, wait and see. But that's what I'm putting my money on. Guys, you tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Congratulations to the Toronto Raptors. You won a title. I feel like, in essence, even though a lot of basketball fans are crying in their beers, if you're a fan of basketball, which I am, I really, and I don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted or confused. I would love for the Golden State Warriors to win the chip, and then they would have three-peated. Okay, I would love to, I would love for that to happen. But I also love the fact that Toronto won. They're the first Canada-based basketball team that won an NBA title. So that's a plus for the NBA. That's a plus for Kawhi. And it's a plus to show other people that are, casual basketball fans to come back and enjoy basketball, because it's more than just LeBron out there. You got KD, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson, even though they're all on the same team. Then you got Joel Embiid, you got Ben Simmons, you got Zion Williams, which I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to tell y'all what his impact is going to be in basketball, in the national basketball, in the NBA, and how that's going to resonate with the New Orleans Pelicans. I feel like that's going to be a very intriguing piece. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do it today. All right. We'll do it some other time. All right. But with that being said, it's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom One. Y'all have a wonderful day. Deuces, man.